Seahawks trying to right the ship after dropping 3 of their last 4 games. They took on Arizona in Seattle tonight in a nail-biter. We'll have the highlights. Plus,
I'm Tom Sherry. Wondering how much snow we're going to get this winter? Stay tuned. My long-range winter forecast next.
Governor Inslee's new coronavirus restrictions have put a lot of strain on local businesses. Now some are pushing back. The call to action that's been sparked here locally.
I just felt that when he left me that day and went down the front steps to get into the ring, that might have been the last time I would see him.
a Navy veteran from Davenport lost his battle with COVID-19 back in October, and now his family is sharing videos that he took while in the ICU, asking everyone to take the virus seriously. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 11. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Hello everyone, I'm Regina On. Well, every night we do report the numbers, the number of new COVID-19 cases, the number of hospitalizations, and the number of deaths. What we don't see as often are the stories behind those numbers.
Tonight, the family of Gene Packmore wanted to share his story so people will take COVID-19 seriously. Gene recently lost his battle with the virus.
If you're listening to this, I might be gone already. I'm struggling the best I can and doing what they're telling me to do.
So that video was taken back on October 7th, just before Packmore's second intubation. He passed away from the coronavirus 1 week later on October 14th after 3 weeks in the hospital. Packmore tested positive in September and experienced symptoms for several weeks.
Literally the saddest video I've seen today. Now a GoFundMe campaign is in place to help Packmore's family with funds for his memorial and funeral expenses. You can find that all on our website. That's KREM.com.
Well, speaking of the coronavirus in Spokane County, 414 new coronavirus cases were reported today alone. That is the second biggest single-day spike. 4 new deaths were also reported, 120 current hospitalizations, 90 of which are in Spokane County residents. More than 13,800 cases to date now. The county recovery rate stands at 65%.
Meantime, over in North Idaho, Panhandle Health reporting 189 new cases today, 3 new deaths. In total, 97 people have died in North Idaho from COVID-19. Currently, 62 people are hospitalized.
Face masks are once again required in North Idaho, and this time it's not just in Kootenai County, but all across the entire Panhandle Health District.
It comes after Panhandle Health Board members voted to rescind the mask mandate last month. Now, the mandate passed with a 4-2 vote, with one board member declining to vote. The mandate will be in place for the next 60 days. There are some exceptions for kids and people with medical conditions.
New tonight, the Lewiston City Council passed a mask mandate during their meeting tonight.
That motion came more than 5 hours into the meeting, passed with a 4-3 vote.
As local businesses struggle to stay afloat with another round of coronavirus restrictions, some are calling on local legislators for help. At least for the next month or so, restaurants are barred from indoor dining.
KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones spoke with a few of them trying to adapt. He explains what they want to see changed.
Based on the financial struggles from COVID-19 alone, there's businesses that won't make it into the new year. That's enough to cause concern here locally, and most recently, it sparked a call to action.
Since the first shutdown earlier this year, Reopen Spokane has been vocal about the economic impact business owners would face. The Facebook group has more than 7,000 followers. Now that a new wave of protocols has arrived, they're speaking out again.
It's preposterous to think that a restaurant can survive only on takeout and outdoor dining when you live in an area such as the Northwest is.
Several business owners are asking local legislators to push for change. Bark, a rescue pub, is a part of that initiative. They want a conversation to be held with Governor Jay Inslee about potential harm that comes from closed doors.
You're going to see 2-3 times as many hospitality industry businesses close their doors indefinitely after this particular shutdown.
Part of their frustration stemmed from laying off employees during the holiday season. Wade told me that serving even at 25% indoors could help alleviate some of their stress coming from rent and other bills.
You know, as a local business owner, can you describe how it's been for you all this year?
Derek Baziotis owns 2 restaurants in Cheney. He describes the setback as devastating.
So we're calling on our local leaders to step up and head over there and talk with Inslee and say, hey, look, we gotta fight for these guys. We gotta do something.
Governor Inslee did just announce an effort to help take out orders. There's now a cap on third-party delivery fees, restricting companies from charging more than 15% on orders picked up. Some believe that's not enough to balance their losses.
Because you're gonna have people that just, I'm done. I'm not gonna do it anymore. I can't.
Protocols are expected to be lifted on December 14th. From Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
And local leaders in Spokane have formed a coalition after the firing of Spokane County Health Officer Dr. Bob Lutz. That coalition is known as the Public Health Action Coalition Team of Spokane, or FACS.
Among the coalition's founders is former Spokane City Council President Ben Stuckert. He says the outpouring of support for Dr. Lutz, it's part of the reason the group was formed.
And there were over 5,000 pages of comments. So if you just, I've never seen an issue in Spokane where a board got 5,000 pages of comments of people, and 99.9% of those comments were against firing Dr. Lutz and supportive of him.
Stuckert also says conversations with other members and leaders of the coalition began the day of Lutz's firing. The coalition is made up of people from a wide variety of areas such as lawyers, educators, and members of the medical community. Stuckert says the group has both long-term and short-term goals dealing with change and accountability.
One, we want to continue to look for avenues to file complaints, whether that's the Washington State Department of Ethics, or maybe the Department of Health or the Attorney General's office. And then long term, we want to look at state law changes so that the makeup of the Board of Health isn't 9 politicians and 3 community members.
Now, Stuckert also says the health district hasn't been following a resolution it passed earlier this year when it comes to equity and racism. That comes, of course, in light of the board discussing Lutz's participation in a Black Lives Matter rally during the meeting where they decided to fire him.
All right, let's talk sports, shall we? Huge game for the Seahawks tonight as they faced off against divisional rival, the Arizona Cardinals.
And in typical Seahawks fashion, it came down to the final seconds. Brenna Green joins us now to break all of that down for us. Hey there, Brenna.
Hi, Regina. Yeah, I think the Seahawks may be haunted with the ghost of the Cougars' 1965 football team, the Cardiac Kids, because it is never easy. You'd think with the way the Seahawks have been playing, their biggest play of the game would have come on offense, but it was on defense. This is the play that gave Seattle a 28-21 win over the Cardinals. Carlos Dunlap, who just joined the team via a trade 2 weeks ago, with a huge sack on 4th down with the Cardinals within striking distance of the Seahawks end zone. This sack gave Seattle a 7-3 record and the #1 spot atop the NFC West standings. Carlos was pretty ecstatic after the game.
This is what they brought me here for. So I'm just happy I could deliver. You know, PC was fired up. He almost tackled me on the sideline. That was crazy to see a head coach that involved. And you know, the whole sideline was like R12s today. Everybody was locked into the game the whole way through, you know, no matter who was out there.
Okay, but obviously the offense was equally, if not more so, important than the defense tonight. However, what's interesting is that their most important drive only resulted in a field goal after Seattle went up 25-21 after a Cardinals holding call resulted in a safety. Seattle marched down the field for 7 minutes and kicked the field goal that made the Cardinals have to get a touchdown to tie the game. The drive only gave Arizona a little over 2 minutes to go over 80 yards down the field, and we obviously know how that ended up now. Wilson went 4 of 5 on the drive, which really encapsulated a pretty good night for him, minus a fumble. He went 23 of 28 for 197 yards and 2 touchdowns overall, or as it's known for Wilson, just another day in the office. Carlos Hyde also played a big role in the win tonight, adding a touchdown and 100 all-purpose yards. Wilson had a lot of praise for his running back this evening.
Well, Carlos is a great runner. I mean, he had a tremendous job today. We knew we wanted to be physical with these guys, you know, and when we did run it, and he was physical as could be. I mean, he had so many great runs, so many great plays. He was special today, you know, and he's been great for us, you know, when he's been in there. And so, you know, I love the type of runner he is, the type of person he is too. And you know, he's a guy who's rushed for over 1,000 yards, done some amazing things in this league. You know, a great vet that's really helped us out, and he was terrific today.
Unfortunately, there were 2 injuries tonight in this game. One could have big implications for the Seahawks. The other impacts WSU fans. In the fourth quarter, tight end Greg Olsen injured his foot on a non-contact play. After the game, Pete Carroll said Olsen tore his plantar fascia. Obviously, Greg, a big contributor on the offense, but his leadership is also huge for this team. For Washington State fans, Jalen Thompson got hurt on what seemed like a pretty routine tackle. He didn't get hurt on his head, but he actually got hurt on his ankle. We're not sure the extent of his injury, but overall, not a great 24 hours for professional WSU athletes. Seattle now gets a nice little break, a nice little week-and-a-half break before returning to Monday Night Football to play the Eagles. Back to you.
All right, still getting used to that Lumen Field thing, Brenna. Thank you very much. Well, we have seen some rainy and cloudy days this week. However, the sunshine is on the way.
Yay, and I did see a couple peaks out there today. Thomas Patrick joining us now from the Outdoor Weather Center. So, Thomas, can we expect the sunshine again tomorrow?
Yeah, actually, we've got some mostly sunny days out ahead of us. I like to call those sun breaks, you know, where the sun's just peering through some of the clouds out there. Yeah, saw a bit of that this afternoon. A nice sunset as well. Just, you know, the bummer is that the sunset's just so early this time of year. But yeah, mostly sunny days ahead of us. And all that precipitation, you know, even the spattering of some showers like we had, that finally exiting the region. Just a few leftover snow showers over some of the backcountry in North Idaho. Getting pretty cold out here. Still a little bit breezy. So anytime the winds are above 10 or 15 miles per hour, it adds a bit of a chill factor to the air, if you will. But tomorrow, expect mostly sunny or partly cloudy conditions pretty much all day long. No rain chances unless you're way up north, like towards the Canadian border. But aside from that, actually a pretty nice day. The highs remain in the mid-40s overall. As for the extended outlook, that slightly active weather pattern does make a return come next week. So I'll be tracking if that could also hit during Thanksgiving Day Thursday. And of course, our own chief meteorologist Tom Sherry has the big extended forecast, the winter weather forecast. We have that later on our broadcast as well.
And did you guys all notice Thomas is wearing a pea coat, which
Yeah,
means
very
it's
well.
not that cold, but it's cold.
It's getting chilly though.
All right, still ahead here tonight on KREM News at 11. We have received multiple claims that Governor Inslee is in Maui attending a conference after issuing statewide restrictions. Coming up next, our verified team has been hard at work to bring you the facts about that claim.